You must be pleased to get a win against such a high quality opposition on the road.
Yeah, absolutely. With their result last week, we knew it was going to be even harder today. So we focused on the first quarter about bringing the effort, and I thought it was a 4-quarter effort all around, which was good.
We certainly probably wouldn't atone for a loss in the grand final last year, but it must be pretty happy. Was much made of that during the week for the boys?
Didn't mention it once. Yeah. I wasn't here, so I really haven't even seen the game, to be honest. So half the team's changed, so I'm sure the boys that played, probably deep down, probably feeling a bit, but didn't even mention it at all. Yeah.
Where do you think you got the upper hand today, Glenorchy?
It started with in the ruck with Ali. If he's not the state ruckman, then I'll go he. So that's he makes us look good inside. It starts there. Whenever they kick a couple of goals, we always seem to get the next clearance and kick the goal. So yeah, Al was really good. Thought Bart, great hands today, best game for the club. Just that get out kick, when you're in strife, just get it in, and he took more than he dropped. So best game for the club. So wrap with him. Thought Jack Event, around forward, really clean, tackling hard. Not sure what he kicked, but he got a bit of reward for his hard work on the track, and that was his best game for the year too, which was good. And Jay Lockhart on the wing. Connor Young down back, Jake Pearce. Thought they really stood up down there. Tom Donnelly, Ryan Mansell, the young boys coming in and playing Mariners. They're getting better every week.
You must have been happy with the start. You really sort of shot out of the gates there.
We obviously there's a big game, and we're looking forward to it, and that's one of the things we've been focused on is our first quarters, because we were a bit flat the first few weeks, so we've made a real effort to to tone for that, and I thought we did today.
You must have been happy with the way you kept finding an answer every time they sort of kicked back in.
Yeah, it was sort of we'll kick 2, they kick 2, we'll kick 3, they kick 3. It wasn't really that. It was always sort of between 2, 4, 5 goals, wasn't it, all day. So we're going to go to the tape, and there's a few goals they kicked when we thought we could have prevented, and Ace is probably thinking the same thing. He's probably already going through the tape right now. So it's just one of those things. Like, it was the first time. Well, they're the best side we've played by a long way, the best team we've played. So whether that perceived pressure, was there early, I thought my composure was just a little bit off. So we learned a lot about the players today. We probably learnt more today than we have from our first games, or first 5 games for sure. So get ready for Tigers next week and build on today's performance.
Your own game, mate, you were pretty handy today.
Yeah, it's good just to play on ball and have a bit of run around. So 3rd game on ball now, so you're starting to get the hang of it. You're starting to get your 2nd, 3rd wind, and your legs aren't feeling as heavy. So it was good to run around there, and Coxie and Walshy been walking around like they own the joint. So thought it was about time I got to put my hand up. So look, it's good to get a kick.
Any injury concerns?
Nah, we're all good. Yeah, all good.
How far do you think you are away from your best footy?
It's sort of hard to say. I think we'll learn a lot more in 8 weeks or 9 weeks whenever we play Glenorchy next. Obviously, we've got Clarence in a couple of weeks, so a few things we want to work on for that, and the Tigers this week first and foremost. But I think we'll learn more. I'm not sure when it is, probably July or something, I suppose. But I think you get a bit more of a feel for where you're at then. They had 4 or 5 players out. And we're still sort of learning how we want to go about it. So, we sort of just told them to take the game on today, and they did that right up until the end. Even though you probably want a bit more composure late, we're still taking them on, which is good. And the boys had fun today. That's why you play footy. That's why you do all those hill runs and runs around the gorge. And Saturday morning you get out of bed at 6 o'clock for games like today, and the boys really embraced the challenge.
You're outright on top now because Clarence actually lost by a point. So you must be really happy with how things are tracking, undefeated. Do you think you're the team to beat?
We'll probably have to wait till we've played everyone, really. I remember getting asked back in January, how he's going. I said, I got no idea. I've just been here for 2 months. So, we'll get a bit of a feel for, Tigers this week and then Clarence. And then I think we got Lauderdale, then it's a state bye. So, look, I always think sort of late June you get a bit of feel for where you're at. Like I said, they had 5 out today. So those five come in. We have 5 out. It's different. You just don't know. You need. I thought what Jez said last week was spot on. It's a small sample size, so we'll learn more in another 6 or 8 weeks.
So Obviously, disappointing to have a loss today. What are your initial thoughts after a game like that?
Yeah, I think it's I'm the happiest that you can be after a loss. Really impressed with how the guys stood up today. We had a lot of young guys that hadn't played around about 10 games of footy and 2 debutants. One of Joshy Farrow played a half in the development league before he understood that he was playing. So really happy, but disappointed we did lose.
I know last week you made quite a bit about how you were more disappointed with the way you lost against Clarence. Were you happy with the way the boys played today? You were saying last week about kind of playing in their shells a little bit. Were you happy with how they performed today?
Yeah, certainly. Look, we took the game on. Our forward line operated really well. Had some young players in there. I thought they won their one-on-ones. Our back line functioned really well. We got beat convincingly around the ball. I think we lost the stoppages quite convincingly, but that's something we can address. Majority of our on-field leaders are in that area. So, I think that, as I say, look, I'm the happiest you can be. I think that's the best we've played over the 4 quarters of footy throughout the year, and we got a few guys to come back.
Was it a matter of you just couldn't get that extra goal? Like they kept finding the answer? Is that how you sort of saw it for North Lonnie? Like you kept in touch, but never quite got in front or got in close enough distance to sort of kick into it, I guess.
Yeah, look, they got some really smart players. I thought Cox Goodyear was good around the ball. Couchy did a great job, but they won the clearances, which was hard. So if you don't win the clearances in tough games like that, it's going to make it difficult.
Who particularly impressed you? You talked about some of the young boys. I thought young Webb played a good game.
Yeah, James Webb played really well. I was impressed with Tom Morgan. His first game, he had 20 possessions off back. He used the ball really well and moved well. So I think Connor Salters really stamped himself as a key post in our team. Harry Pearce come back from Mariner Juniors and he had a great battle one-on-one, got a couple of goals. Then a couple of times there we kicked the ball bad to Harrison Gunther, yet he managed to create a stoppage, which is great. So look, they all stepped up. Thought young Joshy Farrow took a couple of good grabs. It was he was in the deep end. It's hard to play half of development league and then be told you're playing senior footy for your first game where you're required to play 4 quarters. So it's the 3rd game in a row where we've been limited numbers on the bench.
You must be impressed, given their outs, that you're able to match it for the best part of the game.
Yeah, look, we've still got Sam Hall, Zach Webster, Matthew Joseph, Tyler Bowden, Matty Dilger, Tim Butterworth to come back into our senior side. So, look, I was really impressed with how the guys held their heads up, and I think Braden really led the way in the game. And, look, Josh Arnold, he's played 150 games now for our footy club, and the way he plays is, this team building and team lifting, just gives his all every week. So I thought he was good as well.
In terms of you guys, do you take more out of this week than last week, or?
There's heaps more positives this week than last week. I think we were just fatigued last week. We played safe footy. We didn't take the game on. Where this week we sort of tested ourselves against the team that's been undefeated, the only team in the comp now that's not as undefeated. So we know where we're at. We know what we have to improve on, and we look forward to playing them again.
And Webster and Dilger out.
Yeah, so Zach just managing his ongoing hamstring stuff over the last few years, and then Dilger unfortunately had a virus, so we didn't find that one out till late. So look, as I say, the boys had to rebound and move quickly, and it was great to have some past players in the rooms presenting jumpers. So you got both ends of the scale. You got Josh playing his life membership game, and some boys starting their senior adventure. So that was a pleasing thing before the game.
Do you think yourselves or North Launceston are the benchmark?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Look, I think they are. They're obviously undefeated. They gave us a lesson around the ball today. So we've said it in the past that we've got a different group, and I was just really impressed with the way they played today. They embraced what we're trying to do, and they took it up to the best team in the state.
Couple of losses in a row at KG5. I'm guessing you'll want to make it the Fortress again next week when you play Lauderdale. Yeah,
look, I think that still it would be a tough game today. We certainly saw their body language in the 3rd quarter. They were under the pump there, so hopefully they go away sore from the game, because we know we did throw everything at them with the young group that we had, but we know what Windy will bring next week, a physical game, and again it's going to be another tough battle. We've got to recover well and make sure we have a good game.